Hello, welcome to Earth Engine tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a split panel map so that you can compare images side by side. So first, let me show you what the final result will look like. So it will be something like this. You can use the sliders to slide from the left to the right. And so on the left side here, also on the right side, it support uh, some different types of images. So you can use base map, you can use cloud optimized GeoTIFF. You can also use, for example, WMS web map services. You can also use Google Earth Engine layer. So this is what we are trying to do in this video. So first, let's go to the GMap website to download the notebook example. So on the left side here, click notebooks and then Control N to go to the end of the notebook, and we're going to download 103. Read Control, upper right corner, click the downloads icon, and then download this one to your computer. So I'm going to download to my downloads directory, and then so from here, you can open your file explorer, and then you can open your terminal. So for example, I'm going to open my Linux terminal, and then so from here you just want to activate Geo. Then for example, I'm going to use Jupyter Lab, right? Jupyter Lab. Then it's open that in your browser. Next, on the left side here, click the folder icon and then double click. Okay, so here I'm going to introduce four types. So we're going to use base map, cloud optimized GeoTIFF, and Folium tile layer, and the last one is Google Earth Engine layer. So basically, you can use all kind of data layers to compare side by side. And I would like to point out that here 103, but earlier here you might also see, I think the other one, no, here number 4. So there's also another split panel map, but the differences between this one and the new tutorial is, so this one right now you can embed this one on into any website, or you can also use it to create an interactive web app, for example Streamlit, so that you can put this one into your website. The previous one here, the tutorial doesn't support that. This one is based on IPyLeaflet, and so IPyLeaflet does not support the interactive functionality. So this is why I developed the newer version. So this one is for Folium, so you'll be able to use that in your website. Okay, so first, let's import the libraries. Again, you can import Earth Engine because we're going to use Earth Engine later. So this one here, just import Folium. If you don't want to, you can just delete this one. It should work as well. So all the source code here is compatible with both IPyLeaflet and Folium, but we're going to use Folium because we want to export the map so that you can embed that one in the website. Okay, so first import the libraries, and then you can create a map. So here we're going to create an interactive map, and then you can set the height, and after that you just need this function. So split map, it has two arguments, left layer and the right layer. So, and the layer, it can be a string. If it is from the base map, you can also use, for example, a tile layer. So let's just execute this one to see what it looks like, right? So on the left side here, we use the terrain. On the right here, we use the open topo map, and then you can see left and right, so you can slide. You can compare because the terrain, that one is from Google Maps, so Google Terrain. On the right here is the open topo map. So every map is different, but this gives you a quick way for you to compare. If the size is too small, you can click the full screen to go to the full screen mode, so that you can have a much bigger view, right? So here, let me place your cursor inside the parentheses and then shift tab. So you're going to pull up the help documentation. You can see this one, it can be a string, it can also be a tile layer. So and if you want to figure out, for example, what kind of base map GMap has, you can control slash and then execute. Oops. For GMap, probably I already changed, so it might be just base map. Okay, so just the base map. Okay. I just updated, I think, yesterday. So the notebook might be little older. And so as you can see, OpenStreetMap, road map, satellite, terrain, right? So these are all the data layers that you can use. For example, I can just maybe try the other one here. For example, satellite, right? OP, paste, right? And then Shift Enter. You will see you have a different data layer. So this is simply just a string representing the base map. Okay. Next, we're going to use cloud optimized GeoTIFF or COT. So on the left side here, we also create a map so you can, besides specifying the height, you can also specify the center, so the latitude, the longitude, and also the zoom level, right? And then you can pass in two URL. So this URL is pointing to a cloud optimized GeoTIFF. So the first one and the second one, and as you can see, very simple. Passing the URL, the first one and the second one, then that's it, right? So you can see this is basically, I think in Colorado. So it's like a wildfire. You can see the this is after, this is before, right? So you can see, you can certainly zoom in to see more details. And so these two files are like gigabytes of data, and now you can actually directly load the data onto the map without having to download the data. So pretty convenient, right? So you can see the changes before and after. So this is how you can use the cloud optimized GeoTIFF. Next one, here we're going to use WMS. So let me execute this one first. Right. Again, we create a map centered around the US and zoom level 4. So similarly, this is just a URL pointing to WMS services, so web map services. But since this is a WMS, so on the left side here, you need to create a tile layer. So Folium has a class called WMS tile layer. So, and all you need to do is pass in the URL. You can also show here the layers, what kind of layer, because WMS sometimes has multiple layers. So you need to specify which layer you want. And also the name. So the name is what's going to showing up here in the layers control. So you can turn the layer basically on and off, right? So on the left side here is the NLCD 2001. And you can also the attribution. So attribution is going to show a low right corner here, MRLC, and also the format FMT. So the format is image PNG. So you need the PNG so that you can make the background transparent, right? So transparent equal to true. After that, just the same. Create a split map and then use the 2001 as the left layer. 2019 is the right layer, and after that you can see you can zoom in, you can zoom out. So you can, for example, zoom into, let's see here, Las Vegas, right? The right here, right now is 2001, right? 2019. So you can see the changes of the urban expansion, right? On the left side here, you can see the red color represent residential area, developed area, high density, medium density, and also low density. You can also see the reservoir, right? So right now it's 2001, 2019. So you can see it shrinks a little bit. This is how you can compare two different data layers. The last one is about Google's engine data layer. So again, we create a map, and so almost all the source code is the same structure. So you create a map, and then you use the split map. So what you need to do is to prepare left layer and also the right layer. So in this case, we're going to use Google's engine, right? We're going to use the SRTM. We're also going to create a hue shade. And this is how we're going to visualize that. After that, you can create the tile layer, so called EE tile layer. So this one is kind of the same as you use the add layer. So if you have followed other tutorials before, map.add layer. So it's the same argument. So it's the Earth engine object and the name you're going to use. You can also pass in the visualization parameters if you want to visualize that, right? So on the left side, we're going to create the hue shade. On the right side, we're going to display the DM. but we're also going to pass in the visualization parameters, right? Minimum, maximum, and also the color. Okay, so let's take a look. Execute. Lastly, take a look. This is how you can pass in the two data layers. Again, you can turn the layer on and off, right? So on the right side here, this is the DM, and on the left side here is the hue shade, right? So this is how you can add any Earth Engine data layers to this, right? Pretty simple and straightforward. It can be any data layers, and this is especially useful if you want to compare some before and after certain events. For example, natural disaster, volcanoes, earthquakes, something like that. It would be helpful to create this kind of split panel map, right? Okay, so this is how you can execute the source code, but how can we actually save the map? So for example, you want to embed this one in your website. Can you do that? Yes. So what you need to do actually to save the map is web page. So all you need to do is just here with a new cell m.save and then parentheses. So you can press shift tab so you can see here. You just need to specify the output. So for example, I can say this one. I would like the name. Maybe this is G, or maybe just dem.html. So the output file extension should be HTML, and then just shift enter. On the left side here, if you refresh, so now you see this one, right? dem.html. So if you want, go to your file explorer. So then you just simply double click, take a look, right? So this is how you can actually save the map very easily. And you can zoom in, you can zoom out. It's the same thing, right? You can also full screen, right? So since now this is an HTML, you can actually embed this one in your website. So I'm going to show you how to do that, right? So first, if you simply just want this map, you don't need another file. But if you want to, for example, add some title, add other paragraph into the web page, then you probably need another one. So here I already have a sample HTML, so index.html, and then I'm going to open using any text editor that you want. So on the left side here, if you take a look at this one, let me see if we can zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in a little bit. Okay. So this is a HTML. You will need to the HTML tag, for example, HTML, and then HTML, right? So add. So in here we can specify the title, and we can also specify the level 1. You can also have a paragraph, right? And inside this is where you can embed the file into your web page, right? So for example, earlier we saved the file as dem.html, right? So all we need to do is just simply here dem.html and then Control S, right? After that, just double click the file, take a look, right? So now you have the web page, you have a title, you have a paragraph. You can actually customize, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just showing you an example how you can embed on HTML website that you export from the map. So similarly, I can come back to here. For example, I want people to compare the NLCD. Similarly, just add a new cell, press B, and then m.save. Oh, this one here, you might need to rerun it again because the m has been overwritten by this one. So you need to rerun this code block, right? And then just m.save. So I can say nlcd.html, hit enter, right? Similarly, now I have an nlcd, right? Double click, right? You have this one. So similarly, if you want to embed this one into the website, I can do that as well. So open, and then just replace this one with nlcd, Control S, right? So this is basically just a template. You can copy this one from the video description below. So I'm going to provide this one as a template. And after that, double click, okay, right? Now you have this one. So the last step, I'm going to show you how you can put this one into website. So now we already have the the file. So we just need to find somewhere to host the file. So then anyone with internet and the URL, you can actually access the app that you created. So in this case, we're going to use the website called Glitch. So glitch.com. So if you want, you can go here glitch.com. And once you go to the website, simply log in using your whatever Gmail account or GitHub account, right? And once you're here, then you can create a new project. So up right corner here, click new project. And so from here, you can select just a simple, the first one, Glitch Hello website, and just click. It's going to take a couple seconds, and then you will have this website. So basically, this you can think about is a hosting space, hosting the website, and all we need to do is just actually to override. So let me show you here. Click this one here. At the bottom here, at the toolbar, preview, and then preview in a new window. Take a look. So now you have a website. The website is this one. So if the name is too long, if you want to make change, you can do that. So I'm going to show you here. Just go to, I think, settings, and add details on the project page. So from here, you can click the edit details, and this is where you can make the changes. So for example, you can say I want, let's say a split map, for example. Okay, and so now this one will be the new URL. So we can go back to here, edit project again, and if you click the preview, in a new window. So take a look, see the URL, and this one right now is split-map.glitch.me, right? So this is the new URL, and the last step that we need to do is actually just to copy whatever HTML files that you already created, and then just drag and drop that here. Make sure that you click this one, override, because we're going to override the home page of the website. So just click OK and done, right? So now we have the file. All we need to do again, just click review. Take a look. Now we have the website up and running. So all we need to do is just to click the URL and then send to anyone. So they will be able to actually to go to the website because it's public. So you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can navigate, right? So right now this is just a simple WMS layer, but you can add Google Search Engine, you can add a bunch of other data layers. So for example, copy the URL and then open a new window and send to anyone, right? So they're going to see the same thing that you see. I can show you the other one here that I created. You can also change this map.geospatial.org. Okay, so the website actually is geospatial.org, and then split-map, and then this is the Streamlit web application. So similar to what I showed you earlier, that you can create, you can embed the map in your website, or you can create a web application. So you can, for example, simulate, you can zoom in, you can zoom up. You can also show the source code. If you want, right, you can turn the data layer on and off. So this is the same example I showed you in the Jupyter notebook, but now we create an interactive web app that allow anyone to go to the link to visualize the same data layer, right? So this is the WMS, and the last one here is the Google Search Engine data layer. So it's very flexible. You can customize that to create an interactive web app that allow anyone to compare the images side by side, so that you can show the changes if you want. But this is just one simple example. There are not more. For example, the left side here, there's another one, Scotland. So because it has a lot of WMS data layers, so there are lots of those. If you want to, if you want other people to actually to visualize the data set using some historical data, you can do it like this. So very easy to use. You can also have some other data layer if you want to customize. Okay, let me see. I think that's all for this video. So I hope you find this useful. You can create this kind of a simple map and using the grids.com and then use that to host a website. So it's free and it can be up and running in just a few seconds. Okay, so that's all. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care.